Hey people, Shaman here for Shamanic Lodge. One of the biggest issues that we have here in the United States and quite possibly other parts of the world is pain medication. I know it seems to be something that's just very quickly given out to the people, to help them deal with different types of pain. Myself have a long history of traumatic injuries that have caused me pain for a long period of time. And of course, the first thing that the doctors want to do is help by giving me some type of opioids or something else for pain. Me particularly, I have a real personal issue with being controlled by something like a substance. I'm the type of person, if I wake up and I really, really want to have a cup of coffee, I won't. And maybe that's because I know for a fact I come from a family with a large addictive behavior pattern, and I just don't want to be part of that. I think if you really need something, then it's an addiction. I think you can do just about anything you want, drugs or whatever like that, and as long as it doesn't become a problem, or an addiction, or it's really adverse affecting your life, whatever. But what I'm seeing with the pain meds with people is they have to, after a while, they have to go to a stronger dose, and then I'm hearing other internal medicine doctors saying, yeah, these pain meds have a real bad effect on kidneys, liver, and other parts of the system. And these pain meds can become very addictive. Not just that the pain comes back, and then but just because of their base, from an addictive chemical like the opium. So, with me, with my injuries, particularly lower back injuries, spine injuries, from falls, from great impacts, um, and just an active life. And there was a point in my life where I could barely walk. I mean, I'd take a couple steps, be in so much pain, I had to just squat, get up, try again. And because I had a real fear of being immobile, I was not resting, so I was just making it worse. And friends of mine told me that, yeah, the pain meds do the same thing because they mask the pain. And then, of course, you're just keep going active and agitating the injury or the cause of the pain. So I particularly didn't like the pain, didn't want to be on meds. And the options that they were giving me were like to cut out a lot of my spine, putting these metal rods. And I'm like, well, that'd be like rebar and concrete. I won't be able to move. Yes, but you won't be in pain. The mental pain and anguish from me not being able to move is enough. So I'm like, no, thank you. I don't like that plan. And at one point, one of my injuries was so bad, they're like, you may as well get used to the thought of spending the rest of your life in a wheelchair. Don't like that plan either. So I had to work on something. I hung upside down for a while. I mean, I was doing the gravity boots, stretching. I learned to swim backwards, and actually, that was an interesting thing that really did help me a lot with my erector muscles. One of my injuries, I was just rammed from behind with a bull, and just shifted my spine. If I didn't have such big muscles in my back then from heavy weightlifting, it would have just like crippled me for sure. Others, you know, gunshot. I was wearing body armor. That didn't help much for my neck. Um, but so I took all these other avenues. Acupuncture did not work. Homeopathy did not work. They work for other things, but this it just did not. Um, Diet change. That was a big one. Anything that was inflammatory, cut out that food. Wheat, unfortunately, is a huge, inflammatory ingredient. Um, but the other part of it was mental. So much of it, I want to say at least 85, 90% was mental. I had to really rewire my nervous system, my pain receptors, and so on. Um, I've helped people get off of pain medicines. I've helped people get off of psych drugs. That's another thing. The doctors just like to give everything out. You have some type of disorder through your medical health evaluation, your MHE, And boom, once you get on some of these things, getting off takes a long time. You could be on them for 2 weeks, it takes you 8 months to get off. The longer you're on, you're almost like 10 times that time to get off of them again. And of course, you always have to get the stronger dose. So, yes, shamanism can help with this, but it would be totally irresponsible of anyone to sit there and just give you this quick um, remedy, this quick shamanic antidote to the pain meds or the issue causing the pain in the first place. So don't go for that. If you're talking to somebody and they say, "Oh yeah, try this," and no, I mean, for something like this, it would be at least a 4-hour visit face to face, because I really need to read and watch the language of the body. My normal appointments are 2 hours, and for these kinds of situations, I'd be taking lots of notes and referring it to friends of mine who are different types of doctors, and it also includes psychologists, psychiatrists, internal medicine people, neurologists, anybody I could get another opinion from. And these are the people that are also shamanic in their lifestyles and so on too. So they're not like hardliners when it comes to the medical stuff. The answer is that yes, shamanism with a real shamanism with a real shaman can be very helpful. And I know this from my personal life, and I know it from when I've helped with others. But again, you need someone who's going to do this in a very thorough manner. So you can write a shaman a letter, you know, with full disclosure. And when I mean that, because the shaman's going to ask you what else is going on in your life. And they're going to be very, very personal questions. Shamans know, I mean, it's almost like a shamanic joke. No one will tell us the absolute truth. We expect that. And we also expect that when we give our advice or suggestions to help, people are going to say, well, it didn't really work. And eventually, a few months or so later, we're going to find out other things they did not tell us that they didn't think were that important and that actually were. A lot of issues by the client, I'll just call them client, are very much on the top, on the surface. But the things that really cause the deeper problems aren't much deeper, of course. So when we ask you questions, you can never give us too much information. Um, that's about all I can think of at this time. Okay. One of the things these people can do right off the start to help with pain management, all right, is just lowering down the stress level. Think about think about it this way. These things that are stressing you out. If you knew that today was the absolute last day of your life, would these things be that stressful for you? Would they be that important? Because the truth is, we don't know if this is our last day. If these things would not stress you out on the last day of your life, don't let them stress you out now. All right, because stress causes huge static. It causes huge problems, with your body, just your body energy, and can contribute to the pain factor and irritation for your body. Drink lots and lots of pure water. Now, if you're going to drink lots and lots of pure water, cut down on the coffee. Don't drink sodas at all. Processed foods, cut that down to a minimum. Go kind of like a Spartan diet: brown rice, tuna, some lightly water fried vegetables, get away from the oils and things like that. All these things. I cut out all that stuff. I cut out alcohol. Um, I'm not a smoker. I'm really active at 62 years old when I should have been dead by 35 from other things that had happened to me, and spend the last 30 plus years in a wheelchair. So you can do it. You can beat the meds. You can beat the pain. All right. Meditation, lots and lots of meditation if you're laid up in pain and you can't really work, you can't do these other things, one thing you can do is not watch TV, because that's just going to contribute to the stress. Get into long meditations. Think about it. If you can watch the TV for 4 hours, you can sure as hell meditate for 4 hours. You know, it's a big lifestyle change. I have seen people slowly get off the pain meds, meaning that they just take a smaller and smaller dose. Now, there's a lot of medical people that would absolutely go against that, and I know some of them would, but then some of them have also confided in me saying that, that's the safest thing to do so it doesn't become a liability legally for them. But um, so that's about it for now. If you have questions about these things, leave comments. I try to get back to everybody. Questions about things that I can do a video on, you can do me an email at shamaniclodge@gmail.com, or leave comments. Hit the like button and subscribe. Share the videos if you like them. Catch you guys later.